Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get your green gear 25% off. Promo code Jericho1, all caps. And the number one, thank you to everyone who has been buying the merch. I got new stuff coming out. I'm always corresponding with my people at Teespring. So keep a lookout for that. Again, thank you. Shout out to the sheriff that saw two of my coworkers at the courthouse the other day and asked them if they knew me. She didn't tell me your name, but shout out to you, man. I appreciate the views. Please be safe. Guess what I get to do? I get to go to the DMV. That's right, people. No one has ever woken up and said, you know what? It's 4:30. Let me get up, go work a full day, and then go to the DMV. No one has ever said that. I didn't say that, and I never will, but that's where I gotta go, because I gotta go get my fucking real ID. I thought the ID that I've had was real enough. Apparently not. If you have a California ID and it's not a real ID, up in the corner, upper right-hand corner, it will say federal limits apply, which means you can't use that to buy ammunition. So currently how it is now, if you don't have a real ID in California, you have to bring your birth certificate with you to buy bullets. You pass the background check to get the gun, but if you don't have your real ID, you got to bring your fucking birth certificate with you to get some bullets. Also, you're going to need it to be on, I think, state and federal property, and to, what was the other one? Damn it, I can't remember, but you're going to need it for like traveling and all this other shit. So I got to go pay $30 to the state of California that, rest assured, they will mismanage and fuck up, but I got to go give them $30 to get my real ID. That's the real ID, then what the fuck I've been carrying around in my wallet all these years? Anyway, DMV, here I come. So I saw I could not finish it. Not that I didn't have the time, I didn't have the stomach to finish Bidenis Pervertis' town hall. Right off the bat, that shit was sad. The usual. And I've noticed something. He doesn't finish sentences. I don't know if that's some kind of condition, if there's a name for that, if there's a term for that. But he does not finish sentences. Anderson Cooper asked him, so do you support the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, or is that number going to change? He's all, I support, look. And he starts going into something else. So he never finished saying, yes, I support it. He's all, yeah, I support, look. And he goes on to another thought. And then he starts rambling a little bit. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop because I want to answer your question. And then he starts another thought. When he should have said, answer your questions. But it was more of the same, more senility, more lack of confidence. He even has like sad old man eyebrows. You know, like it's all he looks. He looks like that all the time. He has like the sad old man eyebrows all the time, like he's worried. And it's such a trip to juxtapose what we had and what we have. My dad would call that going from sugar to shit. Biden is a senile, scared old man with a pocket full of hard candy. And he's like, there's 60% just doesn't know what I don't know if he has an earpiece in and he can't hear him, or if he can't read the teleprompter, or if he just doesn't know what's going on. But that shit is sad. And of course, no tough questions. They didn't ask him about Cuomo. They didn't ask him about the troops that are around the damn Capitol. They didn't ask him about Texas. There's all these different things they could have asked this man about. The impeachment. Oh, he asked him, will your DOJ investigate Trump? Being that, he did all these terrible things, will you investigate him? He didn't answer that. It was just a waste of time. Another waste of our time. And, I also read that we should be getting our stimulus bullshit by mid-March. Wait. A few days ago, it was late February. Now it's mid-March. Man, what are they doing? You ever work with somebody and you come behind them and they've been working on something for a long time and nothing's done? And you beg the question, well, if you weren't doing what you're supposed to do, what were you doing? What are these fools doing? Every day it's, oh no, we gotta vote on this and it has to go back to them. Since he is Mr. Executive Order, why can't he just say, look, we've gone back and forth enough. We need to hold a vote. Is it going to pass or is it not? What do we need to do to get everybody on board to pass this shit? And of course, just like every other stimulus package, it's full of a bunch of bullshit. I did a video a couple days where I did a little bit of the math of if they took this amount of money, how much should it break down to every person? How much should each adult get? And I wasn't even minusing or taking out the people who make too much to qualify for the damn stimulus package. If there's 209 million adults in America, if they took that stimulus package and gave it to the people like this is what it's supposed to be for. This money going to other countries and the companies, if you take this money, carbon credits, all that bullshit. Giving money to people who don't need it. If you take out all that and you just gave the people a check, here, you're hurting, you're losing money, you've lost money, here you go. That's $9,000 a person. 9 G's. But instead we're getting $1,400. So where is the rest of the money? Where is the money between $1,400 and $9,000? Where'd it go? Where's that other, $7,600? Where is it? Who'd you give it to? You didn't give it to anybody here? But it's more like, and then, let's see, what's today? The 18th? So tomorrow, their vacation ends. So they'll be back on Monday. So they haven't decided on a stimulus package yet. This fool is non-committal at his town hall, but they'll get back to us on Monday. Look at this collection of turds that we have. Joe Biden and his second in command is Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare. The politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical. The politician that when she was the DA of San Francisco, if you were colored, C-O-L-E-R-T, if you were colored, you had almost twice as much of a chance of getting convicted for a drug-related crime than anybody else. Under her, the first black whatever she is. This time, she was the first Indian senator, but I guess she changed, was she transracial? She went from Indian to black. First Indian senator, female, whatever, first Indian senator to first black vice president. Whatever. But that's who we have. We already know about Pelosi and the rest of those assholes. But that's who we have. Papa in chief and this fucking lady of the night. How in the hell did we get here? How? I'm not even going to put a link in the description box to that town hall because I wouldn't recommend watching it. Right off the bat, that shit was sad. Right off the bat, it was a fucking love fest. I was waiting for them to reenact the scene from Monsters Ball. Make me feel good. It was disgusting. I'm surprised Anderson Cooper didn't oil his fucking hands up and start rubbing Biden's back. You ever see people make out in public? You feel uncomfortable. Like, should I get out of here? That's what that shit was like. It was a love fest. You know damn good and well they weren't giving no underhand pitches to Trump at any point, town hall or otherwise. Not with Biden. I guess it makes sense. You're supposed to be nice to the elderly. You're supposed to treat them a little bit better than everybody else. Give them a little more patience. Be more kind, more understanding. They're old. Maybe that's what it is. We know damn good well that's what it's not. Because it wouldn't matter his age. As long as he's on their side, they're not going to give him the business. And they should. The government and the media should not be homies. They should not be friends. They should not be hanging out off the clock. They are supposed to be enemies because you, media, mainstream mediocres, are supposed to be our watchdog. You're supposed to keep an eye on those bastards while we're out doing our thing all day. And then we come in and check in with you and you tell us what's going on. That's how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to be the ravenous animal roaming our yard, keeping an eye on them and protecting them. Not anymore. They must have gave them for some treats because now they're nice. There's no more barking. There's no more snarling. There's no more keeping an eye on them. Now they're fucking buddies. Now they're BFFs doing selfies together while we're left blowing in the fucking wind. Like I said, I don't recommend you watch it. If you want to empty your stomach of the food you have in there, if you want to roll your eyes and go, what the fuck is this? If that's what you want to do, check it out. If not, I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's just going to make you depressed. It's going to make you sad to see that is our leader. Oh, I mean, what? And it's COVID. And he asked him, so when are we getting back to normal? This is probably his best question. When are we going to get back to normal? Is the schools and the economy, when are we going to go back to the way it was? Well, and the team that I've assembled and Fauci, and they told me, make sure you don't promise things because, then you're going to be held accountable. And he's like, and this and the numbers and the masks, these matter. These masks matter. Washing your hands. You should have been washing your hands before the damn pandemic. The hell? But washing your hands and these masks matter and social distance, man, shut them. I don't want to hear that shit no more. All right? We've been doing this shit for a year. A year. I remember when it started, people were like, oh, we're going to be doing this for a year. I was like, oh, no way, man. Few months, 6 months. By the summer, by the fall, nope. More than a year we've been dealing with this shit. And how has it gotten any better? I don't see it. Mr. My first 100 days, all right. You're going to get these kids back in school. We didn't mean 1 day a week for 20 minutes, you dick. Obviously, we mean 5 days a week. We'll take 3. 3 days a week in class, 2 days at home. It's better than nothing. I take that right now in a New York minute. New York City, I take that shit right now to get my daughter back in school with her friends in a classroom where she can actually be taught by the teacher. Kids don't learn the same way. Some kids need to have the teacher's one-on-one attention. Some kids, you give them instructions, they'll go. Like my daughter, they sit, back in second grade, they would sit at a table. 4 or 5 kids at a table or whatever. And my daughter, she would usually be done first, and she would help the kids at the table. Recess, all that shit. It all matters. That's what matters. You forge relationships. You build relationships that will last to your dying day in elementary school. I got people right now I talk to from elementary school. My wife, I met her in elementary school. That shit is important. Those kids need to be around their peers. They're the only ones on their level, the only ones who can keep up with them and understand them. My first 100 days, that'll be in the fucking summer. Oh, get your kids back in school. First 100 days. Oh, it's only 5 days till summer. And what they did, classic, we knew this shit was going to happen. They created the problem. Oh, with economists and Wall Street, they're telling me that this is the time to spend ourselves out of this, and this is the time to spend the money. We got this happening and that happening. We got to get the people. You're the reason the shit happened. You created the problem so you could supply the solution and look like the fucking hero. We shouldn't have shut down the economy. Then we wouldn't have this shit. We shouldn't have shut down the schools and brought the greatest economy this world's ever seen to a screeching halt. If you wouldn't have done that, you wouldn't have had the people out of work. We wouldn't need all these stimulus packages. How come we know that? Well, they know it too. They just don't want to. It's detrimental to their cause. But if you didn't force Trump to do that, we wouldn't be in this situation. We could have kept things moving. People could have modified their behavior, stayed at home if you wanted to, wear a mask if you want to, all that type of shit. But stopping everything, it's hard to get something this big going again, to get that momentum. But they seem to think we can spend our way out of it. No, you can't legislate perfection. In all facets of life, the government is not the answer. We are. Give us the information, allow us to cater our lives to that information. We will be fine. We raise children. We do dangerous jobs. We protect ourselves. We got this. We don't need you coming into our lives, fucking it all up. That's what the government does. You know the Midas touch? What's the opposite of that? That's the government. Everything they touch turns to shit. Yet we keep coming with them for things coming to them with things for them to touch. They can't do it. They can't handle it. We can. So fucking ridiculous, man. Well, we gotta get the economy and the stimulus. If you didn't stop the damn economy, we wouldn't have to start it. That's like you causing me to die and then bringing me back to life and want to be called a hero because you saved me. You're the reason we got in this spot in the first damn place. Man, please, let me get the hell out of here and go to this damn DMV. My mom used to work at the DMV. When I was younger, in my 20s and my late teens, I'd go in there, walk right up to the counter. And my mom retired and her friends were still there. Oh, come on up here. You don't need to retake that. Here you go. Step on over there. Oh, hey, you've gotten so big. How's your mom doing? And people line looking mad as shit. Well, that's what I get, huh? Now I'm cast back down with the mortals, waiting in line. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone, link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.